Um, One thing I think that you may be beginning to see is that I think it's very important not only that the therapist be rather structured in inpatient group therapy work, but also that the therapist be active. I think there's no place really for a silent or passive or non-directive therapist in inpatient work. But we know from research that there's a certain penalty that you pay if you're an extremely active therapist, which is the patients tend to become infantilized. They begin to expect all energy and all wisdom to come from the therapist rather from the patient. And I've designed this particular task, the agenda task, as a way of tending to offset that problem. Although the therapist is very active and very structured, nonetheless, he's active in a way that encourages patients to take responsibility for some aspect of their therapy. Now, keep in mind, as you've noticed, that the agenda formation is a fairly complex task for patients. In a sense, what I'm asking each of them to do is a three-part step. First of all, I'm asking them to select some area about themselves that they'd like to change. Something about themselves that they feel they want to learn more about or want to change. That's the first step. And second step is they've got to select some area about themselves that has some type of interpersonal connotation. It's got something to do with what they want to change about the way they relate to other people. And then there's even a third step. The third step being that to make that kind of change, to take a look at that interpersonal issue in the context of the here and now of the group. Notice in the agenda go-round that the therapist had to provide that third step for every single patient in the group. For example, Rose, without a great deal of difficulty, Rose could say, yes, well, I am lonely. I have some real problem with isolation in my life. In a sense, Rose fairly quickly really accomplished the first two steps. She'd say, this is something about myself I want to change. It's something to do with my relationships with other people.